A State Department official says he is optimistic religious freedom issues will remain in the forefront of the Trump administration's plans. Knox Thames, the special advisor for religious minorities in the Near East and South Central Asia, wrote in a blog post, "Our work has only just begun. Persecution on account of religion or belief remains a daily reality for millions around the world." Joining me now from the State Department is Knox Thames, Special Advisor for Religious Minorities. Knox, welcome back to the program.
Great, thanks. It's great to be here.
Under President Trump's orders, USAID is directing aid, $60 million worth, to persecuted communities in Iraq. And we hear from Christians on the ground that it's only trickling in. Can you give us an update on the delivery of that aid? Has it reached Christians?
It's starting to get there. This is a major priority of this administration. It's something we've been focused on for quite some time, but it is a very difficult and challenging environment. There are independent militia groups in and around many of the traditional Christian and Yazidi towns that create a security risk, but we're doing everything we can to see that the groups that need it the most, the communities that suffered genocide, the Christians, the Yazidis, and others, are getting the aid they so desperately need so that their communities can continue to exist in northern Iraq.
We heard from an advocacy group in defense of Christians, and it says the aid could be too little too late. What is your response to that?
Well, time will tell. It's a very challenging environment, like I said. The Christians live in a fragile existence. Their numbers have dropped precipitously over the past decade, and the genocide that ISIS attempted forced even more to flee. But we want to try to recreate conditions where Iraqi Christians, Yazidis, and others feel confident they have a future in their ancestral homelands. Another component we're focusing on is also security, to make sure that these minorities can play a role in protecting their towns and villages so that when they go to bed at night, they know that someone from their community is standing watch.
Last week, Vice President Pence spoke to the head of Iraq's Kurdistan region, where many Christians live. And the two leaders agreed to work closely together to help the persecuted return to their ancestral homes. ISIS has largely been eradicated, so what are the needs on the ground? Is it just a matter of jobs and infrastructure?
That's a big part of it. I was looking at the statistics provided by the Nineveh Reconstruction Committee and Aid to the Church in Need, and they're showing that about 40% of the pre-ISIS population in northern Iraq have returned home, and about 40% of the homes have been rebuilt. So that's positive, but there's a lot more to be done. So this emphasis that the Vice President has initiated to surge resources to these communities, we're doing everything we can to make sure they're getting to these towns and villages, to see a revitalization of economic life, of religious life, but also, again, security is going to be an important part of this conversation, and it's a conversation we're having with the Iraqis, with the Kurds, and it's something we're going to do our best to see through.
All right, thank you for that update. Knox Thames, Special Advisor for Religious Minorities at the State Department.
Thank you.